I started Saltwood Designs in 2013 just because I was in previous jobs where I didn't feel that I had much of a creative outlet, and I've always loved working with wood and making things, and building furniture kind of allows me to do that. Every day I have to solve problems, which, is a challenge in itself, and be it problems where a client comes to me and says I need a certain piece to do a certain function or fit a certain space. That gives me something to think about, so a lot of my time is spent thinking before building. I like having a workshop full of tools where I can pretty much build most things out of wood. Yeah, it's just so nice to be able to use those tools, to be physical every day, to be mentally challenged, and just trying to create things that look beautiful and that are functionals at the same time. The thing I really like about working with wood as a medium to create things, it's a natural thing. Like, it's grown, it was living, and you can turn something that was that doesn't necessarily look pretty as rough timber, and you go through all these processes and you turn it into something that looks beautiful and is actually really nice to touch, and you've got that texture and warmth that you get with wood that you don't get with many other things, really. I love making tables because a table's it's the heart of the family, really. That's where the family are going to sit and have their meals, talk about the days. So it's kind of a key thing in a household to have a nice table that you want to enjoy sitting at and want to enjoy having your meals around. And it's also nice to have a table that tells a story, whether the client has a lot of input in the design or they chose the table I've made because of my design. A lot of the timbers that I use have stories and they've had a past life, and I like to think that those stories can get shared with people, and that those stories will keep getting told. One of the most popular timbers that clients requested, and mainly I guess because I like working with it, is Marri, which is a native tree to West Australian. It's a red gum. Marri is the Aboriginal word for blood, because if ever you go and have a look in the forest and you see a tree that looks like it's bleeding, the chances are that's probably a Marri tree. It's got a very distinct look about it. A lot of Marri you see will have these dark sap veins running through it, and that means that the tree has been, at some point in its life, involved in bushfires, and it's tried to heal itself by flooding itself with sap, and then new wood grows over the top. So you have all these layers below the surface of Marri, which tells a story, and it just provides such a beautiful and unique quality to a timber that you don't really get in many other parts of the world. I like working with Marri because it's a challenge, but it pays off. It just delivers amazing results, and it just looks so beautiful. The main challenge with Marri is just getting it to look good next to another piece of Marri, so that the the sap lines flow into each other, it looks nice and balanced. And then you have to fill it in with epoxy, and I go through a few processes where I use different shades of epoxy to make it look its best, and that in itself is a really time-consuming process. What I really like about it when I finish pieces is there's kind of just a sense of achievement, and because throughout the whole process from the start to the end there's so many problems that come up that you just can't foresee happening. You're working with a natural product like timber, and you can try and prevent all these problems as much as you like, but sometimes things just happen and you just can't. So it's kind of like a sense of relief when something's finished and you're like, yeah, I'm glad that's done. But you've also built a relationship with this piece, like you know every square centimetre of that piece. You've touched it so many times, you spent so many hours with it. It's really satisfying to finish a piece because you've spent so many hours, and you know you've done a great job, but you always, in the back of your head, you're always a little bit worried, like, what's the client going to think? I hope they like it, I hope they love it. So it's not quite over until they've seen it.